No, 7 years. I've been here before you, right? I for a while I'll take days off. Hi guys. So I'm breaking the news to you. I finally got laid off, and this was not a surprise for me. Of course it was not my fault, because I've been here for 7 years and there was not one mistake that I did during these 7 years. Not at least a mistake that could be noticed. And at least half of those years I've been working with production data. But it happened because they say budget cuts, so of course I couldn't give you the conversation that I had, and the reason for that was that it's privacy, and I didn't want to go against the law or anything. So, but whatever you saw there was real, and that's true. It happened this week, and I heard the news just one day after my holiday, so they didn't wait for anything. They just came in with the news. And yeah, I think this is a pretty bad road. My first time here. I'm not sure if I should continue. So yeah, I could foresee this for at least, let's say, 5 months or so. I really thought that things are closing in, and one of the things I noticed was that they kept bringing people from outside of Europe into the project, and for me that was enough to understand that something is off, and somehow the end was coming. Yeah, so if you're wondering what my plan is, I gave you some tips before, and the idea is actually I just don't want to work those 9 to 5 hours anymore. I really want to spend more time with the family, and I realized to do that I need to build something of my own, and not necessarily that will give me the exact lifestyle I had before being as a programmer. So I don't care if I make less money, I just want to make enough to support my family and to allow me to have more free time with them. And I'm going to disclose something to you. the night before I got this news. Actually, it was the same night. We were on holiday, and our middle child he threw up a few times, and he's only 2 years old, so me and my wife decided I should better stay outside with him, even though it was like 2 a.m. and the reason for that was that he had fresh air, and he wouldn't ask for water anymore for a few hours, because this made him puke, so I didn't want him to get dehydrated. And you see, during that night I did pray a lot for him, because I didn't want to be in the situation to come back from the holiday into my country at the hospital, because it was pretty close. But at the same time, in that night happened another two different things. One was that I got the news that I may be on the list of people leaving sorry, of people leaving that project. You see, this is something I don't like about the Honda. They put the you know, the beeping button here, right? The horn and these are the same, so it's very easy, especially when I have the gloves on, to just hit the horn instead of the signal. Anyway, so two things happened that night. I got the news that I may be on the list, and right in that morning I got a lot worse news that one of my friends passed away during that night, and she was very young. She was also a Christian, and this made me realize, you know, how fragile life is, because for a few years we grew up together. We were in the same city where we had the university, and you know, it's really touching when somebody close to your age that you know passes away so quick. And this also got me thinking about the job, you know, that time is short, and I think time is the most expensive resource we have. We cannot buy time, we cannot go back in past and you know, try to regain the time that we lost. And because of that, I decided I want more time and not more money. This also helped overcome this situation. As you can see in that video, I was actually laughing a bit. So, you know, I was not in a bad mood when they told me that I need to leave. I was just relaxed, I may say. And I discussed with my boss for around 17 minutes about this whole thing and what are my plans for the next months and so on. And you know, I'm not saying that I'm not going back to work ever, but at least for now I want a bit of rest and a bit of time with the family. And this will be a hole in my budget for a while, of course. I'm just blessed that at this point in time I had a bit of economies made, but you know, even if I wouldn't have those economies, I think I would still go somewhere, you know, and they keep asking for this, but I cannot do that with this automatic, and it's annoying. Anyway, so yeah, I can't say it's easy. It's a strange feeling, you know, because it was also 7 years to almost uninterrupted work, and I was a contractor, and that meant I didn't have, you know, holidays. I didn't have holidays, even like the bank holidays. I was not paid for those. So for me it's really a big change, and one of the worst things is that it's hard to not do anything. It's like, even now it's Saturday 19:30 and I'm doing something, I'm filming, so it's hard to relax, you know, because I think my mind is not used to getting a holiday anymore. So guys, my plan is to have 2 things at the moment that I'll be working on. That will be the YouTube channel. I want to grow it, and the thing is that I noticed, I have some views, you know, on the content. I even have, like, I have some on the highway video that got around 27,000 or something views, but very little people out of those who watch my videos are subscribers, and at least at the moment that's my problem. So guys, if you're watching and you want to see more of this, you can do this little thing, just subscribe. I do that for the people that I like and that I want to see more content from them. So, you know, if you feel this, I think this will help me a lot, at least in the beginning, because I need you know, few thousand subscribers to get this project going. And the second thing would be a work that I started already for a while, but I'll be focusing my you know, energy on this for the next few months. And this is a surprise for all of you, and I'll be breaking that news when the time comes, and this thing is live. And when that happens, I would really appreciate your help for testing this, for you know, giving me some feedback on it, if it's the right thing. And of course there will be things that I need to adjust or fix and so on, but yeah, it's something that I'm thinking of for some years to build. I didn't have the courage and the time, but I think this time, right now, it's the best time you know, that I have. I'm 32 years old now, and I think if I don't do it now, I'm not sure if I will ever do it, you know, because like I said, there are people passing away at age 30, and I don't see how that can happen to me even, and that would mean that my life is almost there. And I feel like there are things that I wanted to work on or build, and I didn't do it. And you know, for the sake of that, I just want to do it. And not to mention that I feel like this is a call from God to me, that I need to invest my talent into this for now. And yeah, besides that, I just want to spend time with my kids, and that means, you know, I'll get time to take them to school, get them from school, go somewhere, get an ice cream, maybe go at the zoo with them after school. Some things that I wished I could do it in the past, but I never did because I had to come back to work. And if you can imagine, 7 years for some may not be much, but my oldest kid, so my firstborn, is now 7 years old. He was only 1 month old when I switched as a contractor for these guys that now kicked me out. So if you can imagine, it's the lifetime of a kid, 7 years. And even though, you know, I was blessed because I worked from home, and of course I could see him grow, a lot of my memories with him are around the laptop and around the desk where I worked. So, you know, of course I don't want to be rueful. I'm really blessed that I could see him grow. I could eat at the same table with my wife and my kids for these years, almost every meal. So that's a big thing, I believe. But I want more, because I know life is short, and I know this from my father. When he passed away, I asked him, do you regret not doing more of, you know, work at the church or at the orchard, or working in tourism, or wherever he worked, you know, or do you regret not having more time with us? And I believe I asked if he regrets not having enough time with me, and he said that was his regret, not having enough time with me. He wished that we would get more time to go up to the mountains, because those mountains you see now in front of you, exactly that one there, which is like in the middle, it's like the blade. That one is where I went with him a few times, climbing the second highest peak in Romania. You know, so those were my memories with him, and that's what he regretted the most. And I don't want to reach that point, really. That's one of my worries. I don't want to reach the point where I would say, I feel sorry that I didn't offer you enough time, my kids, you know. And a second thing would be that I would regret not doing something with a purpose. So where I worked for 7 years, I can't say this wasn't a purpose, because it was. I worked in the pharma industry, and everything that we did was already being used by actual people, with reporting actual, you know, disease and whatever. So this was something that helped for sure, but I could not see my part out of that, because, you know, it's just it's just a little part of the whole thing. We were maybe hundreds of people working there. So because of that, I don't feel like my work had an impact on anyone. And if I would die today, I wouldn't even believe I helped someone really with my work. And this is so sad, because when I started to learn programming, I did it because I thought I was good at it, and I enjoyed it so much. It was a hobby for me. It was something that I really liked to do. I was building games when I was a kid, and you know, with time, the whole thing changed. I no longer felt anything, you know, fulfilling in my work. And on top of that was also the fact that I worked with people that were, I think, even worse than me, because they did it only for the money. They didn't care whatever they did. They were there only for the money. And even the one replacing me are there for the money. They don't care if this project goes well or not, or whatever. So guys, you know, if there's something you should learn from my story, from my experience, is to try to find something that you enjoy and do that thing. It doesn't matter if it's not that well paid, you know. It doesn't even matter, because at the end of the day, everything that you do cannot be counted in sheets of paper. Doesn't matter how many sheets and what kind of paper that is, but your work should be measured in satisfaction for yourself and you know, satisfaction for others, for other people that are benefiting from your work. Yeah, so hope you stayed till the end to listen my story. I think I'll turn back because it's already late and I have kids back home, and yeah, I also have other responsibilities. Like I said, I've never been on this road, and looks like there's some deer farm at the end of this road, but it's getting late and I don't want to go further. There are also bears here. I must admit, I don't have my bear spray with me, but maybe they're not right here, because I saw a cow, and usually where cows eat, there are no real dangers because they feel it before. Okay guys, so I'll have to let you go for now. I'll be also posting shorts because I understand those are increasing the views and help with the subscribers. At least before they did, like for when I uploaded like 1,000 views, 2,000 views shorts, I would get 10 subscribers maybe out of that, but now I barely get one, or not even one. So maybe the algorithm works differently or something happened. Maybe that just, I don't know, maybe my views are not that entertaining. Or maybe they move that button of subscribing, because I think sometimes this could be by mistake when they scrolled, you know, when you scroll with your finger. Either way, I'll see you in a few days, because I want to upload more content and more frequent. Please just let me know what are your thoughts about this. If you also have a similar experience, you can share there in the comments if you would like to. I'll be happy to read and encourage you. But you know, just as a last thought, so if this happens to you, just don't despair, you know. God is in control. He's above all the things that happen in this world. And just remember also this thing, for us it may look like a tragedy, but you know, for others a tragedy could be losing, you know, your friend, your wife, your kid, whatever. So work, it's losing work, you know, it's not that of a tragedy. Of course it's inconvenient, but I think it's a time for opportunities. Yeah, so take care guys, and I'll see you soon.